Hello. One of the most common questions that people ask me is if they've got a hanging basket in the shade, what they should plant in it. I think they're concerned that they're not going to be able to have those lovely flowers, and you certainly can. It's just a matter of changing the palette a little bit. It might not be quite as dainty or fluffy as the other summer baskets, but you can still have plenty of really good colour. So I'm going to show you one here. First of all, I'm going to start with an upright begonia. So this is called a non-stop begonia. It's absolutely fabulous and it will fill a big space in your pot. So I use that in the centre. At the moment, this is quite small because it is early May, but it will fill out. The next plant I really love that also enjoys the shade is the fuchsia. Again, it's early May, so it's not flowering yet, but it will, and it's going to look really pretty. So I try to use training fuchsias that have different colour, not only flower, but also foliage. I'm going to plant them opposite each other. Another flower that still looks quite dainty, but does tolerate partial shade, is your bacopa. I'm going to use this. I try to place them so that they're growing outwards automatically, because these are going to trail down a lot more once they've grown in. So another thing that you can think about with shady baskets is using foliage plants, and often the foliage plants really trail down really well and look gorgeous. You want to think about what your backdrop is. So if you've got a red brick wall, you might want to put something light against it, but if you've got a lighter wall, you might want to put something a little bit darker. So I've got two options for that grow really well in the shade. Absolutely beautiful, and it really flows down well. It does have these tiny little purple flowers, and also it's relatively hardy, so it grows right through the winter and comes back again the next year. If on the other hand you want something that's a brighter colour, this is a Lysimachia. Again, it does quite well in the winter as well. It dies back but comes back again in the spring, and if you're lucky it has little yellow flowers, but it really trails beautifully and looks really fantastic. So I've placed each plant in a different part of my basket. I'm using a 14-inch basket here, and in that case you would usually use 4 trailers, one in each portion of the basket, and then I place an upright flower in the middle. So there are 2 types of upright flowers that do particularly well in baskets that you wouldn't necessarily have thought. You would often see them planted out in the garden, but I found they work really well in the baskets. So there's a Busy Lizzie, and they come in all colours. So you can have the pale pink, the almost purple, and the white, and they will really spread and fill your basket really beautifully. Got a little salmon one here. So I'm going to put them opposite each other. And then the next one is Begonia. So look at all the array of colour you've got with your begonias here. I think they look beautiful. Again, they grow upright, but because you've got your 4 trailing plants in other places, this will give you a little bit of a zing of colour. I'm going to use bright pink because I do like pink in a basket. And because it's next to the white, I probably use this lovely red one. Again, if you've got a light wall, you might want to use it with the red foliage. That would look really stunning against a white wall backdrop, especially in the shade. And there you are. Now, because I've just planted this, it doesn't look fantastic, but it will. You need to let it grow in, allow it to grow in, and probably about in a fortnight, definitely by the end of May, this is going to completely spread. Your fuchsias will be growing down, this will be trailing, and you'll be really happy to have a basket even in the shade.